jumping around. What's going on, everybody? This is another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I'm your host, Reckless Rex Ruger, along with the Alexis Arguello puppet.
I'm Frank Benjis. We're back with another one.
And our guest is already here. Promptness is always appreciated here. Always appreciated. Always appreciated. Not always happens, but sometimes even by the hosts. That's all right. We got him on here. That's the important part.
Hey.
We got him. We got him.
Hey.
Connor, we got you, and we're here once again to drive home our point and reiterate that nobody's tougher than the goddamn Irish.
Yeah.
And we just get that out there and say it, man. Come on. I mean.
Yeah, the Irish are the toughest.
The toughest. I'm glad you said it, man. Thank God, man. Straight from the voice of an Irishman himself, man. But you're down in Florida, though, correct?
Yeah, I'm based in Florida for my whole professional career.
Nice, nice. And, of course, for our audience, this is Connor COYLE, who you seem to have a pretty big opportunity coming up should you get past, and of course, we're going to say that you are going to get past Austin Williams on February 3rd. So this puts you in line for a shot at Erislandy Lara?
Yeah, this is the world title elimination fight for that.
Okay. And what happens when we move past this guy? We definitely go beat the hell out of Erislandy, right?
Oh, yeah. I think Amo Williams will be a much tougher test than Lara. So Amo's my first goal. We get him out of the way, and then we focus on the world championship.
How does a guy like you get into boxing, man? Like, did you get in fights a lot when you were young? Was it just something that you did well?
It actually runs in my family now since from the 1920s. Great grandfather, my great uncle, Jimmy Spider Kelly and Billy Spider Kelly, two famous professionals. Both in the Guinness Book of Records for winning the British and Empire and Commonwealth titles.
Wow.
Back in the 1920s and in the 1950s. Father and son. First father and son to ever do it.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. So, yeah, so it's a heritage thing.
Yeah, it runs in the family, yeah. It's on the blood.
How about any of those? I'm glad you brought up families, though, because what about, like, I've always been intrigued by, like, the Irish travelers. Do people still, in this day and age, when clans fight, do they still go out on the road and just duke it out?
Yeah. That's still a big thing.
Wow, I love that. See, that's what we need in this country.
Yeah,
well,
they
a
have
lot less
beef.
guns and have a lot less guns on the streets.
Yeah, definitely. If they have beef, that's how they settle it.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way to settle it. So, what's the So was there a guy out there for you that you kind of put up on a pedestal when you got into boxing that you looked at and kind of wanted to emulate? Who was that first like big hero for you?
Well, probably everybody would say Floyd Mayweather. I always thought his boxing ability was just phenomenal, and everybody was trying to be like him. But that's the one that comes to mind when I think of me starting out boxing, Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have nowhere near his style. I don't watch like him, but he was great to watch.
Something to shoot for, though.
In that same vein, would you say that Floyd's the GOAT?
Sorry?
Would you say that Floyd's the quote unquote GOAT of boxing? The greatest of all time?
I mean, he's definitely up there. I mean, there's plenty of other pretty great fighters, but Floyd's definitely up there of one of the best, I think.
Are you able to kind of, even though you actively participate in the sport, are you somebody that can actively take a step back? I know these guys are all your competition, but even outside of your own weight class, are there guys that you admire and that you're a fan of who are currently doing it? You got your eye on any current fighters that you like?
Yeah, well, Canelo and Bevo, Better Beef, I like all those guys. They're all great.
Better Beef did go into monster mode last night. Should we point out to people, man? Continues. Yeah,
he had a great performance last night. I'm a big fan of Callum Smith too, and I'm surprised how that fight actually went. I thought Smith was going to do pretty good in that fight, but it just proves Arthur Beterbie's levels above. He's too big and he's too strong.
Yeah. I like Callum too, and it's amazing throughout his amateur and pro career, never been down at all.
Yeah. No, I love all them Smith brothers. They're very down to earth, and they're they're pretty laid back, and they're pretty good to talk to as well. Same on sides, like they don't think they're above anybody else. You know what I mean? They're pretty nice guys, all of them.
Yeah. Go ahead, Benjis. You were poised.
Yeah. No, I was curious if do you think like being from Ireland Like, do you like the Conor McGregor, like the way he's swagger, the way he kind of like carries himself and talks that smack? Because you kind of got like the accent, you know what I mean, just like him. And I'm just curious, like, do you like to engage in that kind of, you know, psychological?
No, me and Conor McGregor are complete two opposites. He likes to talk. I like to stay quiet. You know, I like to keep myself humble, and I don't want to be eating my words. You know, I let me fuss do the talking in the ring. You know, I just like to keep my mouth shut, and when I have to go to work in the ring, I go to work on the ring.
And so you're currently in camp right now.
Yeah. 2 weeks of training left, and then we travel to Vegas the last week.
And how is everything? And how is everything going? You know, as far as your schedules, you know, staying on your weight target, everything going well?
Yeah, everything's been good. My weight, I always keep my weight around the same until, well, I mean, I'm on weight now. You know, I can make weight this weekend than the weekend coming. You know, I always keep it about 8 pounds just until the week of the fight, and then I just cut that down then, so I'm strong in for the fight.
I think that's smart. I always wonder what possesses these guys to have to kill themselves to make weight, and then they walk around like 50 pounds heavier than they actually fight at. It's kind of strange. It can't seem to be something that would be great to put your body through. You know, no. I can tell that is something that you do have in common with Floyd, because Floyd used to walk around, you know, pretty close one way or the other around his fighting weight.
Yeah, I try out of camp. When I'm completely out of camp and I'm back home in Ireland and I'm enjoying family time, I wouldn't go any heavier than 14 pounds, you know, a stone. But when I'm on training and I'm getting close to coming here to training camp, I try to get to 10 pounds and then just bring it down slowly.
Yeah. I got a lot of Irish in my family too. When you go back to Ireland, what is there to eat that's putting on this weight? We're not known for cuisine, really, are we? Or correct me if I'm wrong about that.
Cuisine?
Yeah.
No.
Corned beef and cabbage, and then where do we go? We don't have anything.
No, we don't eat much corned beef unless it's out of a tin. But I've only ever had it once in my granny's house.
So what is the typical go-to dish? Like, what's the best dish to have? If say I'm an outsider coming in and I come to Ireland and I go to a typical restaurant, what's something that I could find that's accessible that I would enjoy?
Is it beer?
Yes.
Yeah, beer.
It's definitely beer.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You put me on the spot now. There's a whole heap of good food. You know, if you go to your high-end restaurants, you'll have your big steaks. I like Conor McGregor's restaurant. He is a top chef down there, and I still have to get there. But apparently, his food on there is absolutely phenomenal. It's over the top, you know. And I look at the picture. Everything. Wow. Anything they make, it doesn't matter what it is. Yeah, shepherd's pie, steak, fish and chips. But my favorite day of the week is a Sunday. My brother always makes up a big Sunday roast and chicken roasties, Yorkshire puddings.
Nice. That sounds good. That sounds good. You're making me hungry.
I always look forward to a Sunday and that.
Now, what about these gimmick fights, man? We always ask everybody who comes on there, like, and when I say gimmick fights, I mean when we see these MMA guys and these boxers, or even taking it a step further, we see these YouTube guys who make a living fighting. Do you think this brings eyes to boxing and it's a good thing, or a bunch of nonsense?
Well, I don't want to say a good thing. I don't want to say a bad thing, but I mean, they're definitely bringing eyes to boxing. I mean, they're doing pretty well for themselves. They're getting big money, you know. There's boxers like myself put 20 years of hard graft on and hasn't got a fraction on what they would have been earning. But I mean, they've already built themselves up outside of boxing, and it's up to them what they want to do. And if people decide they want to buy and watch it, that's on them. Fair play to them. I'll give them a round of applause. It's good business, but you know, all I have to do is just focus on what I'm doing now and trying to get that world title. That's all I care about.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're focused and dialed in. So, and I certainly don't want to look past Austin Ammo Williams, so we'll deal with him first. You made mention earlier at the top of the interview that you thought he would be the tougher test, even more so than in Erislandy Lara. What is it about watching both of them that makes you feel that way?
Well, I just feel Williams is a more younger, more hungry fighter. He's very active, and he just seems to just keep pushing forward, you know, and he's coming to fight, you know, he's coming to take food off my plate. Whereas Lara's a little bit older. He's probably maybe coming to the end of his career. He hasn't fought in almost 2 years.
Yeah.
So he's not as hungry as Williams is. So in that sense, that's where I'm saying I think Williams would be a more dangerous fighter.
Yeah. Does inactivity really do a huge disservice? Because that's one of those things that's always kind of debated. Like Peter Biev coming into the fight last night had not fought in almost a year, but he didn't seem to show any ring rust. Callum Smith, on the other hand, did.
Yeah. I just think it's down to how you live outside of the gym as well, you know. Inactivity and lying on the sofa for 2 years, that's obviously going to affect you. But if you're putting the right food under your body and you're out working every day and you're out training, you're running, you're hitting the bags or doing pads or sparring every now and again, you don't have to fight. But if you're keeping yourself healthy and you're moving and you're punching, that's not really an activity. But I just think it depends on the person.
What do you
think? I want to say, so you got Williams next, and then Lara if all goes right. And then
whoa, time out. Not if all goes right. Let's show the guy a little confidence here. When he beats those two guys.
Well, yes, when he beats those two guys,
buddy.
Where would you want to go next? Would you want to go up in weight, or is there another guy in that division you'd like to fight, or like?
Well, when I get the world title, when I fight for the WBA world title, I pick up the world title. I'd be happy at that. I would like to fight for the other organizations, maybe the WBC, maybe Charlo. What do you call that guy who holds the IBF, WBO? What do you call that guy?
IBF, WBO?
IBF and WBO. Zanabek.
Yeah. A guy that nobody, and I'll give you credit, a guy that nobody seems to want to call out.
Nobody wants to fight him as well. He has those two championship belts now, so any other middleweight belt I want to fight for. And if there's no other fights that has money, then coming to close to the end of my career, I will be happy to move up to super middleweight.
Yeah. Now there is where
a lot of fish up there.
Big fish. Yeah, there's some big fish swimming around up there, though. That could be, of course, you've got Canelo. He's the ultimate prize. Everybody wants to fight that poor guy. Now, do you think, because obviously I think what you're referring to is building a lasting legacy. So obviously we all want those legacy fights, those chance to get into the big fight with a lot of spotlight. Do you think, totally off topic, do you think that if Canelo does not fight some of these big guys, especially like a David Benavidez, if he avoids a guy like that and retires, we all know he's got more money than anything and he doesn't need to fight anybody per se, but do you think that tarnishes his legacy a bit if he doesn't kind of clean out his own division or at least fight Benavidez?
No, I think he's pretty much done everything he's had to do.
Yeah.
I mean, if he hangs the gloves up today, he's one of the greatest, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Coming up all in weight divisions as well. It's just crazy what he's achieved.
That is true. That is true. Now, you being a middleweight yourself, you consider yourself kind of a boxing historian? Like, have you had the chance in your life to go back and watch some of the older fighters?
Yeah. What do you mean?
So maybe you can clear this up for us then. Marvelous Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard both fought, right? Have you seen this fight?
Yeah.
And you being a middleweight, who won that fight? Clear it up for us, Connor.
Oh, I haven't watched it in a long time, but I remember watching it as a back and forth toe-to-toe fight.
And on first impressions, did you have a certain feeling as to who won it?
No, did they not have a? Was it not, or was that the?
Because this is it's still a fight that we ask people about their opinion on because it's still such a polarizing decision. And we probably got about half and half, right, Benjis?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
It was to jog your memory, it was a 115-113 decision for Sugar Ray.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the closest middleweight fights ever, though.
Very close.
Yeah, they were. They don't make them like those guys these days.
No, they don't. Well, I mean, I'm sure you have a lot of reverence. I'm sure you have a lot of reverence for a guy like Bernard Hopkins. He fought well into his 50s at middleweight. I mean,
yeah,
that's crazy.
He was something special as well.
Do you ever? I was curious about this. Do you ever get to? Have you ever worked with or linked up with the McKenna brothers?
No, we were due to get some sparring a few times, but I'm sure when I'm home we will have some working. I mean, Aaron's middleweight now, and he's ranked highly in the middleweight division as well, WBC. So I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure that sparring would happen anytime soon. As You know, there could possibly be a potential fight down the line. And
yeah, I was going to say, is that a fight you
ever to come up? But it's not a fight that we'll be calling for, you know. But if a big promoter wanted to put it on and there was good money for it, yeah, but definitely a fight I would take.
We had Aaron on the show.
Yeah,
nice.
That's why I asked. That's why.
Yeah. No, yeah, nice. They're nice lads. Both of them, you know, and they're pretty dedicated to their sport. I have to give them that. You know, they're day in day out training. You know.
Now you talk.
Wait. Being a European guy, man, I gotta ask you this, dude, because I know you definitely seen this guy. If you're on social media, what's up with that Bevo guy swallowing everything in one bite, man?
Who?
Have you seen that Bevo guy?
Bevo?
He eats all the food and he like swallows it in like one bite.
I never seen that. No.
He's from the UK.
I never seen it, never heard of it.
That doesn't sound good for the digestive tract.
No, it's not. But he chose with this other guy named Ed Matthews, who fancies himself a YouTube boxer. So I wasn't sure if you heard of that guy, but I've been seeing a lot of him. He's got like buck teeth, and he eats food and he just swallows it whole.
No, I've never heard of him.
And I love how you got the guy on here. And you just go right to I got to ask you because it's a European thing.
Well, I mean, he's from the UK, and I know like the European TikTok, like you see more stuff European if you're over there. You know what I mean? Like
that's true. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen any of that.
So what's the split between how much time you spend over in Ireland and how much time you spend in Florida? Like, is it like a 50-50 thing?
So far, yeah, for most of my career, it's been like 50-50. I would always like to be here for 7-8 weeks before a fight. This camp I've had 5 weeks, because it was originally supposed to be February 28th, which would have given me 8 weeks after Christmas. But as I say, I know I kept myself in the gym and I was training and I was eating okay. I was only 10 pounds overweight, so I'll be ready. I was going to be ready in 5 weeks.
And now you're currently undefeated, though. What would you say? Now that you've reached 20 fights, you're 20-0. What would you say, as far as like how you've mastered the game of boxing? You know, what do you feel like your strengths are, and what do you feel like are the things that you could really get better at? Obviously, it's a learning process all the time, but.
Yeah, I definitely haven't mastered anything. Every day is a learning day. You know, like every time, like after every training camp, after every fight, each time I go back in the gym, I just go straight back to the basics, you know, and I'm just learning again, right. You know, right. So I just basically start from the beginning and we work our way back up again, and as well as adding on extra things, obviously, because I'm an experienced fighter. But no, every day is a learning day, you know, and I'll you'll never stop learning until I retire, you know. Yeah. Each fight I'm learning as well, you know, and I just I definitely feel like I can get much better than I am at the moment. You know, I haven't hit my peak. I feel like I'm just getting better every camp as well. When you get punched in the face for a living, you do want to get better at your craft and not get punched so much. I get that. That's got to be numero uno. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I actually liked Peter Biev's answer last night to that. I saw a little thing before the fight. They were talking to him about it, and he said, "No, I'm not a good boxer. Maybe by the time I'm 50, I'll be good." Yeah. Yeah, that's humble, though. And he's another guy who's getting way up there in age, though. I mean, he's about to turn 38 or 39, they said. But he's 39 also next week. Yeah, but he's a young 39, though, because when you think about that age, a lot of guys by that age have like 40, 50 fights under their belt. He's only just at 20. He doesn't look 39 either. He's like he's like one of those used cars with low miles on it. Yeah, well, that's another thing. Going back to as I was saying before, you know, he looks after himself outside of the ring. You know, he takes care of himself. And he loves the life, and that's what he said as well. He loves the life. So the inactivity as well wouldn't really affect him too much, because he'll be sparring week in, week out, even if he's not fighting. Right. Now, are you somebody that's given thought to what life will look like for you after boxing? Have you thought about what you want to do then? After boxing, property is what I'm looking to get into. I'm already. I got my hands dabbled in it a little bit at the minute. Well, I might be looking for a place out in Ireland. I'll never come back here, that's for sure. I'm not up to that level yet, but no, that property is what I want to be involved in after
when I'm finished boxing, when I'm retired.
That's where the money's at.
It is. You can't knock it. It really is where the money's at, man. I mean, everybody and their brother getting into real estate, it's a surefire thing, man. I mean, especially when the economy's really rolling, that helps, obviously. But
and you got property over in beautiful Ireland. Come on.
Yeah. Listen, champ, I'm afraid to go there on vacation because I might not want to come back. That's what I'm afraid of.
I never would. I'd be amongst my people.
I would just, I think I want to go. Listen. If I wasn't married and didn't have the life I have, I always thought that like really living in one of those caravans, it looked like a nomadic existence, but it looked fun.
Yeah. Well, we have one of those caravans. It's a caravan site. It's our summer holiday home, and it's absolutely amazing in the summertime.
Yeah.
It's a walk away from the beach, and people that has them who lives in the city spends the whole summertime down in those, and it's just amazing,
I just know the people in Ireland are so gracious and nice and cool. I just know they are.
Yeah, it's paradise. It's paradise. Everything is green. I mean, it just seems so...
Depends what part of Ireland you go to.
That's true.
I mean, I bet there's parts. Yeah, I bet there's parts.
Yeah. So what's the ultimate goal here, though? Now, I know we asked you earlier about like moving up in weight or whatever. You said 168, but could you potentially like want to unify or even become undisputed at the weight you're at now?
That would definitely be a dream, yeah. But I'm focusing on one thing at the minute. I want to get that world title, and then the goal will get bigger again after that. So I love the world title.
Lara's in trouble. I already feel it. Erislandy Lara's in trouble, man. You're dialed in, man. You're dialed in. From one Irishman to another, I can see it, man. We're dialed in here, man. We're going to get this guy. And you know what? Nothing personal against Lara, man. It's business, but I mean, he's in big trouble, I think.
Yeah, well, we gotta take care of Ammo first.
Yeah, I know. You never want to mess with a guy named Ammo. I was saying that before we started the show. I'm just like, you know what, man? Ammo is a hardcore nickname.
Yeah, it's good.
It's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. Now, so what have you chosen for a nickname? Because we're big on nicknames here. What do they call you?
The Kid.
I love that.
Apple versus the Kid.
Yeah, I love that though, man. You know what? It's a good throwback name. You know what I mean?
It looks like a mixed match or a must match.
No, I mean, it kind of like I'm thinking about it in my head, but it kind of flows. Connor the Kid Coyle, like that kind of it fits.
It really does. Yeah, there's got to be a certain cadence and a certain flow to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does seem to flow pretty good. So, so this fight will be February 3rd. Do you know anything about the rest of the card or who's on it?
Well, the main events, Conor Benn and Pete Dobson.
Dobson, yep.
Pistol Pete. That'll be a great fight. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I like Conor.
There's another guy from London as well, Jared Lillard, I think it's called. He's a good prospect. I think he's 3 or 4-0. I met him last year when I went to London when I was due to fight Felix Catch, but that fell through obviously with the positive results from Conor Benn in London.
Yeah.
So that fight fell through, but that's all I know. That's only who I know, like personally. I haven't seen anybody else on the card. So
could we possibly ever get the matchup of Conor versus Conor? You versus Conor Benn?
I mean, if the offer was there, I mean, he fights. What's he fight? 54 or 47? 54. Right?
I thought he was willing to come up to 160 for a Eubank fight, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, I thought he was. Yeah, but he was only coming up because that's a legacy with Emmons, and their followers. That's
a family. That's got history. That whole rivalry.
Yeah, that's a history fight. Maybe that's why that was coming up. But I'm not sure. Maybe he might come to 160. Because he's pretty jacked enough. So, and he's a big puncher. So maybe he might move to 160.
I feel like you're saying that you're on weight right now, but, I want to ask your opinion. You said you're a guy who walks around pretty close to your fighting weight, but how do you feel when you see a lot of these like hydration clauses or do you believe in, like we said before, guys coming down from a lot of weight and being what the boxing press will call a weight bully? Do you like these ideas? Do you like these weight clauses, these hydration clauses?
I mean, for safety reasons, maybe that's why they have them on. Do you ever see these guys stepping on the scales and passing out? And that's taking 30 pounds off them in a week.
Yeah,
that's just crazy. Well, Haney came in at 145 and then swelled up to like 140 and then swelled up to 165.
Yeah, that's crazy. The most I would put on would be 12 pounds at the most. And that's before I get on the ring after 30 hours of eating and drinking.
Right. And I also want to say too that, and I'm not privy to this information at all, but should a movie ever be made, and Benji's, maybe you can agree or disagree, if ever a movie is made about Ricky Hatton, I think Connor could play a good young Ricky Hatton.
Yeah, you would play him.
You would play Ricky Hatton in the movie. Yeah.
Who would?
You. Yes. Absolutely. If they make the Ricky Hatton movie, I swear to God, I'm finding out who this director is, and I'm going to say, you got to get a load of Connor COYLE, man. This guy could play him when he was young.
Yeah, just a young Ricky Hatton.
Yeah, a young Ricky Hatton. Yeah. I mean that in the most respectful of ways. Love Ricky.
I want to ask you before you go. I know you don't like to talk. You know what I mean? You said before you're not a shit talker like that. But what's your prediction for February 3rd? For yourself?
A victory. That's a prediction. A victory.
That's good enough. That's good enough.
Prediction we need.
I'm going to go on and I'm going to take it round by round. I'm not going to go on and say I'm going to knock him out in this round or knock him out in that round. I'm not putting any unnecessary pressure on myself. I'm going to go on. I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah. And if I see the opening, as everyone says, obviously I'm going to take it. But I'm going to go on and enjoy every round and box to my ability that I know I can box at. And if it comes, it comes.
Yeah. Well, I do hope, Connor, that you will stay in touch, and hopefully we can do this again from time to time. We'd love to have you back on for sure. We at Off the Couch Boxing, man, we love what you do, man. We're backing you 100%. Best of luck, man. Let's bring that title home, man. We're pulling for you 100%, buddy.
I appreciate it, lads. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, and best of luck. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care, lads. See you
later.
All
right, thank you, champ.
All right, Slan. Bye.
Bye-bye. Guy's going to be a future champ.
Yep.
Who wants to make something of it? I'll do the shit talking for him. Austin Ammo Williams, with all due respect, you do have a badass nickname, but you're going to get dealt with here on the 3rd, and then it's on to Erislandy Lara. Don't want to missay his name.
Hey, I like his answer, though, because you heard the man. He said, I'm just going to box to the best of my abilities, take it round by round. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not going to call a knockout or nothing. I like that.
Kept it humble. Kept it humble.
I'm predicting a win. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, he is 20-0, 9 knockouts. So I don't think he feels comfortable with making any bold predictions because he's not what you would call, in the traditional sense, a knockout artist. You know?
No, I'm just trying to see if I could get him to.
Yeah, he didn't crack. He didn't break character, man. A nice, humble young man. That is Connor the Kid COYLE, or Connor Kid COYLE. I don't know. Did he specify whether there was a the?
I think he said the kid. Yeah.
Yeah. He's now fighting out of again, the East Coast. He knew which coast to come to. Down there in Florida, in camp right now, by way of Ireland. So it should be no surprise that he's in title contention because that's how they build him over there in Ireland. Tough as fucking boot leather. I'm sorry, no disrespect to Nicaraguans, because I know Alexis Arguello just had something to say under his breath.
Yeah.
But that is Connor COYLE. We wish him the best of luck. Tune in and watch him wherever the hell you watch fights or wherever you steal your fights from or stream them from. February the 3rd. He's got an upcoming fight with Austin Ammo Williams. Off the Couch Boxing is definitely Team Connor COYLE, so we are pulling for him and then pulling for him to go get that WBA belt from Erislandy Lara. So we wish him the best of luck, and I love hearing that the Travelers are still going out on the road and fucking each other up. It does my heart good to know that street justice still prevails somewhere. I'll drink to that.
Yeah, I know that exactly like I told him, too. I know that Ireland's the greatest place on the planet.
Yeah, I'm afraid to take a vacation there.
And if I go there, I'll never leave.
Yeah, just green and lush and happy people, and they settle their disputes with a good old fucking.
I just know in my heart of hearts that's where my people are. You know what I mean? Like
my peeps are out there.
That's where they are. I know.
Yeah. I want to just be gazing out onto a nice little green pasture and watching my flock of sheep and just leaning on a walking stick and just, maybe I'll take up a pipe. Well, I already take up a pipe. Maybe they'll just be, Something. Just, I want to start wearing suspenders and my newsboy hat. I just want to be amongst the people, man. I just want to be over there, man. I want to be eating soda bread and all that shit, man. I mean,
amongst my tribe.
I want to stop in for some mutton and a nice tall pint of ale. I want that to be my life.
Yeah, me too.
Christ. Well, listen, we thank so much Connor the Kid COYLE. Wish him the best of luck. Appreciate him doing this, coming to us from camp. So he's all about business right now and dialed in. Weight's on point, man. He's looking good. He's sounding good. The confidence level is there. We appreciate him being on. Don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook. And
shout out Connor the Kid COYLE.
Yeah.
And shout out to 2 new episodes, Reggie Sweet Johnson. And who else you posted?
Rock Hard Mighty.
Oh, yeah, Mason Menard.
Yeah. He's up there right now on the channel right now.
Yeah, go check those out. Great interviews with both those guys. They had a lot of good, funny shit to say.
Great interviews. Yeah, we went like a little over an hour with Mason Menard. Fun chat with him, man.
And I'm going to tell y'all right now, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on this YouTube channel. And find us on Facebook, because we're doing it on Facebook, too.
And who would have thought we would have had a conversation with Reggie Sweet Johnson and we'd be shouting out Fifth Ward and Ghetto Boys.
Right.
Woo! Man, that got my blood pumping. The hair on my arms fucking stood up when we got talking about them. It's like, wow, everything comes full circle for a reason, man. One of, if not my favorite rap groups of all time. And Reggie turns out to be neighbors and homies with those guys. Amazing, amazing. So if you're a ghetto boy, and at this point, rest in peace to the great Bushwick Bill, I'm really only talking to 2 people out there. Brad Scarface Jordan or Willie D. Dennis. Would love to have you.
We don't trust in the judicial system. We shoot guns.
Yeah, yeah. Go insane. I can't keep it quiet. The mind of a lunatic, considered psychotic. Scarface of the 90s, y'all, so don't even try it. Don't fuck with me.
I actually just came up on, I actually just listened to that song I just rapped. It's called G Code.
Yeah.
But that shit is fire, bro. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, we can't keep the people here with this idle chit-chat, though, man. We've got to let them go. As much as they probably want to hear it, it's probably better than anything they got going on in their current lives right now on a Sunday afternoon, but...
Yep. All right, much love. Shout out fucking the Kid COYLE. Shout out Gary Busey because I'm going to tell you this right now, that I can go 15 seconds with anything.
Yes, and I will say, if you would like to be a champion, folks, then please continue to roll with the champs.